Happy Wednesday. So good to see you all wherever you are in the world. If you are over in America, I'm wishing you an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful time with your families and you feel the love vibration spread this week wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I have a short session to share with you today that is about the love vibration, and it's an example of another planet where dark beings arrived, but this time on that planet they forced these dark beings out through basically being in the love vibration. So I thought that was something that we as humans on planet Earth right now in the time of the Great Shift could really learn from. I have a bit of a funny story to tell you this week, and I'm laughing as I'm thinking about it. Now, some people, you might be thinking, God, this is a really boring, long, drawn-out story, but it's all I've got to talk about. Nothing happens in my world, and this was pretty important, so bear with me. You might want to fast forward this bit to get to the information if that's what you prefer. So, for the past couple of weeks, there's been a really funny smell emanating in my house, and I like my house to smell nice. I've always got nice oils burning. I like it to smell of food, of cooking, but I also like it to smell of essential oils. And there's been this really horrendous smell in my house. And so I've been like, what the hell is this? And I'm thinking, I've smelt that smell before. Where have I smelled it? And then it hit me. Oh, thinking, oh, great. So I've smelt this smell before. And it's been when I've had a client who's had a demonic entity. So when they've had a demon attached to them, basically. And demons absolutely stink. So I thought to myself, oh, brilliant. You know, as if 2020 couldn't get any better. Now I've got a demon in my house. Great, fantastic. So normally after I do a session, the demons are taken straight away into the light by all of my team. But I'm thinking, somehow one's got away. But I haven't done any face-to-face sessions for a good couple of months now because of the lockdown. I've only been working online. So I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, I do all of the things in my house that I need to do to get rid of a demon. I put lemons in every single room because if they rot, that shows me that the demon's in that room. I burn sage. I use my Tibetan bells. I do Reiki. I blast Reiki throughout the house. I do my incantations. I bring in all of my team and I ask them to blitz the house. But it still smells. Like, what's going on? So I was sat in the ensuite on the toilet, just contemplating life as I often do. And the rare occasion that my children are not there with me stuck to me like that, watching me having a wee. Because they just follow me everywhere, bless them. Can't even go for a wee, they're there. On this rare occasion, they weren't there because their father was in the room. So they were with him. So I'm sat in the toilet contemplating life, thinking, what can this smell be? My team assure me there's no demons in the house. I know that the house has been cleansed, but it smells like a demon. And just as I am thinking this thought, my eyes land on a jar type thing that appears to be sat on my floor next to the radiator. Now I had to blink, do a double take to just make sure that this jar is actually in my dimension and I'm not seeing something else. And I touch it and it's real, it's solid. And it looks like a weird Egyptian type jar that's got like a red top with a funny shape on it. And I'm starting to freak out a bit now. I'm thinking, what is going on? I know every single pot, pan, jar, dish, bowl in my house. I know everything because I use most of them at least once a day, if not twice. I wash them every day. I've known some of these pots and pans for 15 years, and I've never seen this jar before. And it looks quite Egyptian, and I'm thinking, oh my God, has somebody left like some Egyptian organs or something in my house? I'm thinking of all sorts of things. And I pick this jar up because I want to see it in more detail. And I'm staring at it and I'm thinking, what is that? What is that? It looks like brains. So I'm like, oh my God, what is this? It absolutely stinks like a demon. It looks like brains. What is this that's in my house? And it's in my ensuite that's connected to my bedroom. Then all of a sudden, through the haze of my thoughts, I saw something drifting and floating around in this jar that I recognised. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a caraway seed. What would a caraway seed be doing in a jar full of brains that potentially might contain a demon? I'm like, what? So I'm thinking, right, okay, think. You do everything in this house. But sometimes, because my husband's a fantastic cook, and when he's here, he cooks and it's amazing. Just sensational. I'm thinking, is this something that my husband's done? I better go and ask him before I start asking spirit, like, what the hell is this? So I go into the room with this jar, walk into the room, my husband's there on his laptop, working away. And I go, darling, yeah, darling. And he goes, oh, you found it. And I'm like, found what? What is it? And he's like, can't you tell? And I'm like, no. What is it, James? What is it? Please tell me what it is, because it stinks. My house stinks. What is it? And he goes, oh, that'll be the extra garlic. And I'm like, extra garlic? What are you talking about? What is it? And he goes, well, you know, you're always banging on about us being healthier and taking all these different supplements and things. Well, I'm making us our own sauerkraut. And in order to ferment it, you have to stick it next to the radiator so it ferments really good. Why? Do you think it smells? I'm like, are you kidding me? It stinks. The house stinks. And my husband, bless him, has not got a very good sense of smell. Like, and this is, he's always been this way. He's never been able to smell anything, which on occasion works out pretty well. But on this instance, it wasn't so good. And I was like, James, literally, I thought there was a demon in the house. And he's like, what? I was like, James, I thought there was a demon in the house. I thought there was a demon in the house. A demon. And he's going, why would there be a demon in the house? Like, because this absolutely stinks. And you've put it next to the radiator, and the smell's been permeating throughout the house, and I've been putting lemons in every room and sage in and doing incantations and magic and Tibetan singing bowls to try and get rid of the demon, and it's a jar of cabbage. Why did you think it was a demon? I'm like, James, do you remember what I do for a living? And he's like, yeah, the thing, you know, the thing that you do, the thing. But why did you think it was a demon? I'm like, James, sometimes I have to take demons off people. I have to take demons off people in order that they can raise their vibration because they've had a demon stuck to them. Sometimes demons are put there to keep people's vibration low. And I can see him looking at me, and for the first time ever, the penny's dropping. Oh, so like she really does that. So she really does that. She really does do that. I thought that was just like woo-woo. I thought it was just something that she thought. So she thought there was an actual demon in our house. And then I could see all of the cogs whirring. All of the cogs were whirring, and he was like, so when you do take demons off of people, what do you do with them? I'm like, I send them back to the light. And he's like, how? I'm like, with my team of archangels and angels and star family. We all work together. That's what we do. And I can see him thinking, that's real. But I thought that was all woo-woo. I thought that was all like, I don't know, just the thing. So that must really happen. So she actually takes demons off of people. And then in my head, and I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do this a lot. I live a lot in my mind. But as I'm walking away, shaking my head, carrying this jar of flipping cabbage that's literally destroyed my life for 2 weeks, and it's a jar of cabbage, flipping, put it back next to the radiator. As I'm walking away, in my head, I can see him sat in the pub with his mates, and he never ever goes to the pub with his mates. He's a wonderful husband. He's always at home with us and the kids when he's not working. He's great. But in my mind, I can see him sat round a table with his buddies. They're all there with the pints, and they're all discussing stories about their missus. That's what we call ourselves in the UK. How's your missus? And I can see my husband going. And then she comes into the room with my jar of sauerkraut and says, for the past 2 weeks, she thought that we had a demon in the house. And I can just imagine all of the rest of his mates going, no, yeah, you win, James. You win, mate. And giving them their money. He's won the bet. He's literally got the most craziest wife known to man. And that just makes me smile so much. And I had to share that story with somebody in life other than myself that I know will understand what I'm talking about. Because I've tried to explain to my husband how funny this is, and he still doesn't quite grasp how funny it is. Anyway, that was that. Then I had another amazing dream that I wanted to share with you guys. And I dreamt I was on this like maglev type train that started off underneath the ground on Earth. And I was thinking, where is this thing going? And then the doors opened, and I could tell from what I could see outside that we weren't on Earth anymore. And I said to this guy opposite me, on this train, where are we going? And this guy was looking at me like he's thinking, why are they asking me that? We do this every day. So obviously I must have joined in my dream another part of myself that was making this journey. And the person next to me said, we do this every day. Why are you asking me that? And I was like, I know, but just humour me. Where are we going? And the guy opposite me went, we're going to the moon. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the doors of the train shut and we carried on going. And then a bit later, the doors of the train opened again and all of the ocean started to gush onto the train. And these weird, like, octopusy type creatures came onto the train with the water and then got sucked into this water compartment where they just dangled around, swam around in this water compartment. But there was water all over the floor of the train, and then the doors shut, and then as the doors shut, there was this like loud noise, and then all of the water got sucked out of the train, and it was dry again. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. And then when the doors opened again, it was like hills, rolling hills, with animals grazing on the hills, but I didn't recognise the animals. And then when the door opened again, it was in a huge hangar. And I got off in the huge hangar and I started to make my way to the place in that hangar that was my quarters. And when I got there, somebody had been staying in my quarters to look after my animal whilst I'd been on Earth. And I was just about to have a conversation with this person who had been obscured from my view. I could hear them talking, but they'd been obscured from my view. I was just about to have a conversation with this person and find out what my animal was, when my husband burst into the bedroom and went, "Laura, get your ass out of bed. We've got kids that need feeding and chickens that need feeding. Come on, the day has started." And I was like, oh my God, when can I catch a break? I never remember any of my dreams. And the first time I have a really good dream and it gets spoiled by my husband. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as well, in case any of you have had any strange dreams this week. Oh, I also keep dreaming that I'm saving children as well. That keeps coming in. And I always seem to know who the children are that I'm saving, but I don't know them as Laura. Like, I have no idea who these children are as Laura. But as the person that I am who's saving the children, I am aware of these children. So my dreams have been really, really vivid these past 2 weeks. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, just in case you've been having vivid dreams too. Amazing stuff coming out in the sessions. I've had one session already today, this morning. I've got another session in 20 minutes time, hence why I'm recording this now, so that I have a vlog to share with you guys later on tonight when I've got time to post it. So I will shut up waffling now and I will read the brief session that I have for you today. Brief, but I believe there's information in there that we need to think about. So this was the second lifetime that this gentleman went into. The first lifetime he went into was an earth life, which he needed to see to help him understand more about his present incarnation. So this was the second lifetime that he went into. So I say, tell me what you see. I look like a king and I feel that I have a kingdom. Tell me more. Describe what you see. There looks like structures that are made of marble. They defy logic. They look a bit like ivory. There's some towers. There seems to be a celebration, people gathering around. Tell me more about that celebration. I'm making an announcement to everyone. I'm about to tell them something important. Tell me what you see as you look out at your people. I see thousands and thousands of people. They have flags and banners waving in the air. Tell me more about the people. What do they look like? They look similar to us. They are human. I'm not sure if this is Earth or not, or where I am. Tell me more about what you see as you look out around you. The sky. Oh, I see that there are 2 suns in the sky. 2 suns? Yes, 2 suns. Tell me more about the colour of the sky as you look out and look at those 2 suns. It's really blue, very blue. There's no clouds at all. Tell me more about your people as you look out at them and they are waving their banners. They seem very happy. We have had victory here. I feel that the evil has gone. Okay, go ahead and allow yourself to make that announcement as you look out at your people, and I want you to tell me what happens. The evil force that has left, they did not leave because of fighting. They left because of love. Wherever they were on this planet, they had to leave the place where they were at. They were driven back because the people here chose love. They chose not to engage in violence. Tell me more about that. How was the love able to drive those evil ones back? Love is a frequency incompatible with the evil ones. Those not in alignment with the frequency of love could not stay. Almost like an invisible field, a consciousness field generated. It's like the planet is a crystal, and the crystal reflects the frequency back onto itself. Tell me more about those people, those evil ones that tried to infiltrate your planet. They wanted to corrupt the people. They wanted to enslave them, to trap them. The planet is rich with resources, and they wanted these resources for themselves. Tell me more about what those people look like, those evil ones. They look different, another type of race. They could shapeshift. They could look however they wanted. And it was love that pushed this other race back. Tell me more about that. They did not have the understanding of love, so it drove them away. They could not understand it, could not grasp it. The frequency was just too immense. It was going to kill them if they stayed. It would have killed their bodies. And so this announcement that you are making to your people, is this to let them know that these evil ones have now gone? Yes. It was a big announcement, so they will not return. We will have to teach this method now to others. How to hold this frequency of love, to hold this protection. And it was by holding the frequency of love that you were able to push out these evil ones? Yes, there was no need for war. There is no need to harm someone else. We can do it all with love. Tell me more about what it is that you do when you push that love frequency out that was so strong that it pushed away the evil ones. Tell me more. It's something to do with thought. The thoughts create the reality. So when enough people are holding the thoughts of love, the thoughts create the reality. It's all connected. The people are all linked. And those who did not choose this, they did not stay. Do all the people on your planet choose love? Yes, now they do. Now they are. Were there any of your people who initially did not choose love and were more aligned to the evil ones? Yes. Tell me more about that. They were given a choice. They could stay or they could leave. They left with the others that came. They had a choice. They could have stayed with us if they wanted. It's service to self or service to others. And they chose service to self. Yes. And they chose the service to self path and left with the evil ones? Yes. They were tricked. And so now your planet is free and everyone is service to others. Yes, now we have harmony. What advice would you give to another planet that was going through what you have gone through? How would you tell them to tackle this issue of the evil ones? You have to minimize your karmic bonds. You have to understand your reaction. Your karmic reaction and causes. You have to find love. What somebody does to you is their karma. What you do to them is yours. Do not create another link in the bond. Break the bond. Choose love. Thank you. What advice would you give to a planet and a population that needs to move into the love vibration more? How would you recommend that a population do that? Find something meaningful that you enjoy, but that also helps others. It's not about wealth. Those are temporary constructs. You can't take any of that with you, but you can take the joy of others with you. What you give in service is worth more than gold or riches or material things. Tell me more about your people now, what your people will do. We will live in harmony with each other, and we will share this knowledge with others, other races, other beings that we can help. Tell me more about the main things that you will share about this experience. The bond that I feel with my people now. We are all one. Oneness. Love. Beautiful. And that's all I have to share with you today. But I wanted to share that to remind you how powerful we are. You know, there's many things playing out in the world right now which are encouraging us to believe that we have no power. We have so much power. And that power all starts with the thought and the heart. And those heartfelt thoughts manifest as reality. And the more of us that do that, the quicker that reality manifests. So no matter what happens, particularly my friends over in America, over Thanksgiving and over the coming days, no matter what happens, stay in that heart space, because remember just how powerful that is. And I'm going to leave you with that today. The last thing that I just want to say is, I mentioned last week about the cards of truth. That's like a type of astrology, but it's in even more detail. It's fascinating, very, very intricate and involved, that my beautiful friend is offering. I'll put all of the details in the body of this video. She's extending the offer to the 18th of December, half price readings at £55 British. The sessions last between an hour and an hour and a half. You have to give us some details in advance in order that she can prepare all of your cards of truth for the session, and she will do the session over Zoom. So again, I'll put all of those details in the body of this video. If you would like to book a session with me, I have 6 sessions left, I think 5 sessions left in January, in the last week in January. So if you want to book a session with me, go to www.laurawhitwithqhht.com and click on the book now button, and that will list all of my sessions. I've only got online sessions up there at the moment. The online sessions use a different technique to QHHT. They don't use QHHT because we're not allowed as official practitioners to use the QHHT technique online. So I use a different technique online. If you want a face-to-face session with me, because we're in lockdown at the moment, I haven't got them physically on the website, but if you want a face-to-face session with me, contact me directly on laurawhitworth444@gmail.com, and we will arrange a session for when the lockdown is finished, hopefully around March time, because I'm booked out until then in terms of face-to-face availability. Because my face-to-face sessions I book on a different day, they aren't on the website. If you are looking for an affordable gift for your loved one for Christmas and they've just woken up, you can buy my book, Raise Your Vibration for Ascension, a guide to help you vibrate high. It's very, very cheap. It's just a guide off of Amazon, but it's like a bit of a place to start for newbies that have just woken up. If you've got yourself a QHHT session booked or an online session booked with somebody and you want to know if you can visualize, if you're not sure, then you can buy my guide, Prepare Yourself for Hypnosis, a guide to visualization mastery. Again, very short guide. It's a thin guide, but it gives you exercises to practice prior to your session. And if you are interested in fiction books about star beings, Sasquatch, inner earth, interesting galactic stuff, these are my fiction books that you can buy on Amazon. Isadora Stone and the Magic Portal, Isadora Stone and the Battle for Inner Earth. You can buy these on Amazon all over the world. And also I wanted to give a little shout out to my friend Mark Howland, who has written this book, and it's a lovely little Christmas gift, little stocking filler for your children. It's called Saving Snow by M.A. Howland, and you can buy that off Amazon as well. That's all I have to say today. Have a great week. I'll catch you again next week. Unless something else comes along, I'm probably going to be doing a session next week on fairies, because we've not visited the fairies for a while, and I'm feeling a fairy tug. So I think we're probably going to visit the fairies next week. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Love you all. And I'll see you next week. Till the next time I see you guys, make sure you keep vibrating high. Lots of love. Bye.